family members. We would like to express our deepest condolences to the family of Nathan Sumner, who passed away the other day. Our prayers are with the Sumner family. Can you please stand? Thank you. Mr. Sexualty, could you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Eichenberg,
Here.
Mr. Vasquez,
Here.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Here.
Mrs. Barwig,
Here.
Ms. Barnes.
Present. Thank you, and we'll stand for the pledge. And tonight, who do we have presenting?
Today we have King Academy for Boys.
Our nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
That was fantastic. They did a great job. This is becoming my favorite part of our meetings. Just waiting to see what kids we have. All right, Dr. Durant, the mission and vision, please.
Yes, Toledo Public Schools' mission is to produce competitive, college and career graduates through a rigorous curriculum across all grade levels by implementing Ohio's learning standard with fidelity. Our vision statement is strive to be an A-rated school district whose graduates are college and career ready. Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll continue with presentations tonight.
Presentation portion, we're turning over to Ms. Mazur.
Good evening, everyone. Our presentation tonight is just for congratulations to one retiree, and that is Maria Luna. She has been a paraprofessional at Bowser High School. She is retiring with 35 years and 8 months of service to Toledo Public Schools, and we wish her all the best.
Yes, congratulations to her. Thank you. Then we're going to move on to section 3, community comments, and we do not have any this evening. Section 4 is our organizational input, and I don't see anyone from our organizations here tonight. All right, we're going to move on then. Section 5, comments by the board. Mr. Vasquez?
Yeah, my only comments at this time are that this is a time to we're usually excited for school to start, because we have that cloud hanging over our heads. It's hard to be excited about school starting when we have these tragic things happening in the community. So I temper my excitement about starting school with those feelings and those deep feelings. And I know that no matter what I say here, the violence has got to stop. If I knew a way that I could help stop this violence, I wish, if I could wish for anything, that's what I would wish for. But I don't know how, but it has to stop. It's senseless. So those are my only comments.
Thank you. Ms. Eichenberg?
Thank you, Ms. Barwick. I'll just make note of the fact I know that we are back in the swing of things, and some things aren't perfect the first couple of days those buses run. I know my daughter rode right past her stop because they didn't understand there was a stop there, and these things are going to happen, and we're going to sort it out. I just ask everybody's patience as we begin our school year. But if you're having problems, the staff at your school does want to help you. I have another kid who lost her phone at a sporting event last night, and the staff let me in this morning to look for it. So, the schools, the folks are there. They want to help you out. Make sure if you have a question or concern, you talk to them, and we can help you here at this table if you don't get help there. But I certainly think our staff is ready and willing to help everybody out. And they've started the year pretty well and will continue to do that. And of course, I can't finish without acknowledging, we have to care for our own and for ourselves. And that means caring for everybody in the community. I appreciate people who have taken care of their own health for public health reasons this year with COVID. I appreciate people who are working hard in the community to help prevent violence. There are so many people doing good things. I'd like to thank the people making those efforts. Some things that you might be able to do as an individual include making sure you do wear your mask, making sure you get vaccinated, and also make sure that you check on the people around you in the community and just try to help them out if they're having a hard time, because the harder life is for people, the more difficult it gets and the worse things that happen. And we are a strong community if we pull together. So wanted to note that we're all here together. Let's make it better together and help each other so that bad things aren't happening to our families and friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Barnes?
Yes, I would like to take this time to actually testing. Okay. I always take this moment to thank the TPS staff, and that's everyone in the building, educators and all, principals, ATLs, because they've been having some real, very hard conversations with our students about losing friends, losing family members, losing housing. They're out there trying to find services for their families, trying to find food pantries for their families. And although this is very challenging year like last year, I am glad to actually have our students back in so we can actually give them the services and give those families the support. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about our staff going above and beyond during this difficult time. So I want to say thank you to them personally, and also make sure you take care of yourself, your mental health, your emotional health. I didn't know this child, but it's like losing one of my own babies. And I can only imagine someone who have taught, who have loved, who have spent time with that family. So please take care of your own mental health and emotional health. And just know that you're supported by the admin and the board staff to keep doing what you're doing for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. Ms. Brooken?
Thank you. I too share the heartbreak of my colleagues and members of the community over not only the loss of this young person, but the persistent violence that we've been experiencing in our community. I have hope, though, that we will pull it together and bring some resources to bear to not only heal, but start to prevent some of those issues. I do want to have a welcome back shout out to the staff and administration. By my count, I think that's in 17 months, so since March of 2020, this district has built and operated a total of 6 different school districts or school systems or large scale school programs. From the virtual academy being built out and staffed on a moment's notice to the protocol for a hybrid system, so splitting every school into 2 schools while simultaneously running a virtual academy, to putting everyone online virtual for, as you know, a lot more months than we had anticipated, another full on logistical challenge that was implemented with as much integrity as we possibly could. So that's number 3. Or number 4 would be everybody back in school all at once for those last few months, a few weeks. Number 5 was the summer academy, which was no small feat. In just a matter of weeks, they built an entire school district to offer extended learning opportunities all the way through the summer, which was really impressive. And now we're back we're all in and we're holding our own in order to be able to do that. So I really just wanted to mention what a big deal that really is. 6 entirely different functioning school districts were dreamt up, implemented, and run over a period of time in just 17 months. Very impressive, and I think our community should be very TPS proud that we've been able to respond to this pandemic in such a meaningful way. Somebody mentioned the bus, and I had to say that, I was a little irritated that one of my cousins tagged me on Facebook yesterday complaining about a bus. And I'm like, so I just messaged her right away. Okay, well, bus, what school, who is it? But did you have to tag me? Not only did she tag me, but there was a little video clip of some kids standing room only on a bus. So of course I called our deputy superintendent. I'm like, what's going on? We can't have these kids so crowded on the bus. And then I start reading the comments, and I noticed the parents of some other kids are saying, yeah, my kid too, this and that. And then I noticed that maybe it wasn't even one of our buses. It was not one of our buses. It was another nearby school district. And, I think we're all facing the same challenges of shortage of bus drivers and so forth. So it wasn't that far-fetched that I thought maybe we had a bus with too many kids on it. But in any case, I assured my cousin that I really couldn't help her much with that issue. But thank you for bringing to my attention that we might have some extra work to do to safely transport kids on our buses. And our deputy superintendent said, I'm still going to have a conversation about it. I'm still going to make sure that we're doing okay, even though it wasn't one of our buses that I was so delightfully challenged about by my cousin on Facebook. So we got a lot of work to do, and I appreciate everyone's hard work.
Thank you. I also will, I share my sentiments with my fellow board members about the violence in our city, especially surrounding our students. It is heartbreaking, and it is a reoccurring theme, and I think we all wish we had an answer for it. I would also like to take, though, an opportunity to talk about some positive things that are happening in our district, and a positive that happened with a TPS graduate. So shout out to Scott grad O'Shea Jones for her performance at the Olympics and the bronze medal. How incredible is that? And certainly we will honor her next month, but certainly want to give her a shout out. And then I'd like to take a moment just to thank the cabinet leaders and assistant principal of activities and our security for their roles during our district football games. It can become, when you have that many people in an area at one time with the situations that are going on throughout the city, it can be a little untenable, right? So I just applaud their efforts to make the environment as safe as they possibly can for our students and our families. And then also the TAP leadership. For the leadership conference, I was able to attend, and I tell you, they just put on a great conference every year. I certainly hope that it is eventually opened up to other districts, as I know that there are other districts that are very interested in participating. And then I'd like to give a shout out to our communications department yet again, because while it's probably one of my favorite departments, nothing happens in this district without communications. And the amount of work that you have to do at the beginning of this school year just to get the information out to families really is incredible. So thank your team, Ms. Mazer, for what you guys are doing. And then finally, it's our, we're excited about the school year this year, and we know it's challenging. We know last year was challenging, but we have to have optimism and hope. And so this Friday, my granddaughter starts kindergarten, and I hear about it every day. She's so excited for kindergarten. So I'm excited as well, and God love her t-shirt already. So with that, we will move on into our agenda. Section 6 is the consent agenda. Agenda items 6.01 through 6.34 are the consent agenda items. Board members may request to poll an item from the consent and move to the discussion section of the agenda. Item 6.01 to 6.06 is Human Resources. Chair is Polly Taylor-Gherkin, co-chair Stephanie Eichenberg. Item 6.07 to 6.16, Finance and Business Operation Committee. Chair is Bob Vasquez, co-chair is Chris Barwick. Item 6.17, Technology Improvements and Process Committee. There's no action items this month. Chair is Stephanie Eichenberg, co-chair is Polly Taylor-Gherkin. Item 6.18 to 6.20 is Board Curriculum. Chair is Polly Taylor-Gherkin, co-chair Chris Barwick. Items 6.21 to 6.27, Policy Committee. Chair Sheena Barnes, co-chair Bob Vasquez. Items 6.28 and 6.29, Arts, Athletics, and Student Activities Committee. Chair Stephanie Eichenberg, co-chair Chris Barwick. Items 6.30 and 6.31 is Family and Community Engagement Committee. Chair Bob Vasquez, co-chair Sheena Barnes. Item 6.32 to 6.34 is the approval of the board meeting minutes. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Eichenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes.
Thank you. Section 7 of the agenda consists of reports and minutes from this month's committee meetings and are here for information and reference. There's no action required for those. Section 8, Dr. Durant, any discussion items this evening? No. Okay. Section 9, walk-ins this evening. Okay, fabulous. All right, Section 10, early childhood education. Chair Polly Taylor-Gherkin, co-chair Sheena Barnes. Ms. Gherkin.
We just have one action item that will require a vote. Dr. Allen, do you want to mention what that is?
Sure. That is our annual refunding application.
So I move 10.01.
A second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Eichenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mrs. Gherkin,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes.
All right, Section 11 of the agenda consists of early childhood education reports and minutes from this month's committee meetings and are provided for your information and reference. There's no action required. Moving on to Section 12, no early childhood walk-ins then? No? Great. And we're here at Section 13, superintendent comments.
Again, another congratulations to O'Shea Jones, phenomenal accomplishment in regards to the adversity she faced merely weeks before competing, and to come back with a bronze medal is phenomenal. She's one of very few in the United States to be able to do so. Again, TPS Foundation, appreciation. Some of your board members represent as well. Tomorrow will be a press conference regarding the Owned Corning gift to the foundation, so we're excited to be able to make that announcement. And I know we got several positive announcements coming up soon, and so we'll stay tuned for the media. Thank you, and TPS proud.
Thank you, Dr. Durant. Mr. Schulte.
No comments this evening.
Okay, there's no executive session tonight, so board members, any comments, final comments? Mr. Vasquez?
I just want to say welcome everybody back.
Ms. Eichenberg?
I just wanted to add, in section 7, where we have the reports and minutes, the tips committee probably looks really boring from the outside and may even feel boring on the inside if you sit in on it, but it has a lot to do with process and technology. And I just want to acknowledge that we're building some really good foundations that may not be all the way there yet, but when I asked a question recently about student data, they can point me to where that foundation will be built as a part of the processes that we've been reviewing. As we both batten down the security hatches on our IT, but also make sure that we have the best data platforms available. I know to most people that sounds really boring. I love it. But there's other really cool types of reporting and metrics that we're going to pull out, and review with that committee. So, if you're not sure what we're doing, since it is a newer committee this year, give it a minute to read, ask us some questions. I think we've got some good things going through there now that are making it really interesting and really impactful for the district. So I just wanted to put that out there to my fellow board members and to anybody else from the public who actually reads committee reports. So, thank you.
Well, I do, and Ms. Eichenberg, that's why I put you as chair of that committee. Ms. Barnes?
Yes, I was going to do another thank you actually to our EDI department and our staff. We have a lot of LGBT youth in our schools and staff members that we support, and I have been seeing amazing efforts to make sure they have safe spaces, and personally that means a lot to me. I want to encourage them to keep learning and to keep growing, to make sure we have more affirming spaces. And also I would say Happy Pride, Toledo.
Thank you. Ms. Eichenberg, yeah. I'm looking at Ms. Eichenberg. Ms. Gerken?
I think I'm good for tonight. Just, welcome back everyone and let's keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you so much. I do have just a few things. We had submitted through the Ohio School Board Association, they have been a business honor roll. And so I always send that off to Dr. Durant, and this evidently just made it back. So these are some of the businesses that we are honoring and their contributions to our schools and exemplary service to our community. Toledo Port Authority, ProMedica, PNC Bank, Metro Parks Toledo, and then Anthem Blue Cross for their participation in the Green Bronx Machine. So we have these little awards here, and there's letters to go along with them, and we'll make sure they get to the appropriate companies. Also, I just wanted to take one moment to say how grateful I am to my colleagues for really over the years allowing me to pursue some leadership opportunities through Ohio School Board Association. And while I am, I've been nominated for the president-elect position, and I'm very grateful and humbled for that opportunity. But I truly want to thank my colleagues for giving me the opportunity and the encouragement to do so, along with Dr. Durant, Mr. Schulte, and all your staff, because really we are successful because the district is successful. So I certainly hope that I'm able to do that, and we'll see what happens. So thank you so much to all of you. All right, with that said, we are going to move on to section 16, which is adjournment already. I know it seems like a quick meeting, but we do a lot of this work throughout the month. So this is kind of the accumulation of all of that. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, treasurer, please call the roll.
Mrs. Eichenberg,
Yes.
Mr. Vasquez,
Yes.
Mrs. Gerken,
Yes.
Mrs. Barwig,
Yes.
Ms. Barnes.
Yes.
Thank you all.